Good morning everyone and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity. I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas, and of course I also hope you managed to get out into any after Christmas sales and purchase yourself some goodies. So I have been sent some dies by DiyArts Handicrafts store, and I'm going to show you those and measure them in a second. But first of all, I'm going to show you my Christmas Day crafting. There it is. Isn't it pretty? It's a charm bracelet that I made with all kinds of beads and things. Let's get a close up and little numbers and stuff. You can find all of these things on AliExpress. So that is what I basically got up to on Christmas Day. So that was my Christmas creation for me. Right, now I'm going to go in and I'm going to measure and show you what I was sent. After I've done that, I'm going to show you 3 new paper pads that I got from Tuesday morning. So first up is a bag of bits, and this is 2 little Lovey Ducks, which is really sweet. And I'm going to measure that one made up, and this is what I made. So I'm hoping my camera isn't playing up, and they're done in sort of like, it's almost like a gold shimmery cardstock, and I got that in a very large pack a few months ago from Tuesday morning, and I used a really old rubber stamp for the sentiment there, and I cut little hearts, and that swirl background is no longer available, but I just think they're really sweet, and so I made it really simple but made up. And with the length of the water there, that is almost 5 inches, and of course you can put the ducks separately or wherever you choose to, but the height of that is 3¼ inches. So if you're going to use them both and you're going to use more than a couple of pieces of water, that's the size that you're going to get. But I just think that's really sweet. So that was my first one. My second one is a little girl die that they sent to me, also another bag of bits. So I'm going to show you what I made and we'll measure her. And so I did a tag. Now I do believe that these tags are still available on AliExpress. I'm trying to find a good point here of clarity with the camera. Let's see if we can do it. And then move that there. Hasn't she got a wonderful expression? That's kind of like me going through the doors of Tuesday morning and deciding whether I need a basket or a cart. Yes. Wonderful, bliss, heaven, all that crafty stuff on the shelves. I think she's absolutely gorgeous, and I will measure her. She is 3½ inches, and I put her bag on her shoulder. The website image actually shows it down on the ground, 2½ inches, and being held in her hand by the handle. But I thought, no, I'll make it like me, you know, looking all happy and jolly and getting ready to fill that bag up with crafting goodies. So that's what I did. And I used one of their ink blending tools, which are these, to put tumbled glass on the background. And as I say, I do apologise. I'm always apologising for my camera. But there she is. That's not too bad of a close-up. Just love that little heart on the pocket on the front of her dress and her bows, which of course can be used for anything. And I double layered the hair because I thought that was sweet. Of course, my white gel pen down there to highlight the feet, and some stickles in the little broderie anglaise area of the dress. There we go, look, blurred again. It's incredible because I'm actually holding this about 4 inches away from the camera in order to get a clear picture. If anyone's got any recommendations for good webcams that don't cost $1,000, I'd be very grateful. So that's her. And my next one, because we're almost like doing 4 seasons in one day, is a Christmas stocking. And I can measure this one already done because it's a solid piece, and from the hangy tag to the bottom is almost 4.5 inches. And then if we go across and take that in right down to the toes there, I'm going to say that is 3 inches across. So that is the next one that I made, and I used up some of my sparkly papers. See, it's highly reflective, that foil cardstock, and that is all from Tuesday morning except for the snowman paper, which is Hobby Lobby. So there is glitter and foil cardstock being used there. I think that's really pretty, even though Christmas Day has gone. Sometimes I think people like to be prepared for next year, so it's always good to get an early start. Right, the next one that I was sent was a little heart flower frame, which is really, really sweet. Loads of possibilities with this. I mean, it can be a Valentine card, a wedding invitation. It can even be a sympathy card because you've got those lovely lilies there. And the measurement of this panel is 4 inches square. It is a perfect square. And this is what I made. I kept it really, really simple and just decided to pull out those 3 lilies there by cutting again in yellow and then just fussy cutting those out and popping them on. I mean, you could go very, very elaborate and cut one of these in black and then cut those bits off and add extra stamens into your lilies. Or you could use distress ink or whatever else you wanted to use. But I just thought that was really, really sweet. And that love sentiment there is this one, and this comes from my Valentine Heart Shaker die, which I'll also pop a link below because it's a lovely little script. So there it is, close up. Isn't that sweet? I really, really like that. So that was my 4th one. And then getting into the many seasons is this one. And this is actually huge. It would make a great lantern if you cut 4 out and then just glued the 4 sides together and put your candle in there. And it is 5.5 inches square. It's big, isn't it? Yep. So here's what I made. I went in with distress inks using one of their blending brushes again, and I used hickory smoke along the edge of the cobwebs there. This is white cardstock from Michael's. I used, I think it's wilted violets on that one, and this one is fresh mown lawn, and this one is carved pumpkin. And then I just did some distressing at the back there with some, I think it was frayed burlap and vintage photo and antique linen, and then I just cut those out to pop behind those very large pumpkins. But you could pop a really nice happy Halloween sentiment along the top there. But that's just another lovely one that can be used in several different ways. Right, I'm just going to move these. I'll pause for a second and I'll grab my 3 new paper pads. Okay, I'm back, and my first paper pad is the 12-inch Echo Country Kitchen. There it is, Echo Park. It's a kind of vintage style one, and rather than flicking all the pages open, I'm going to show you what you get there. You get that lovely vintage rose, you get a green gingham, you get recipe labels, you get polka dots, you get a larger kind of plaid and a green daisy, and then you get little bird houses and fruits and flowers. You got little chickens and cockerels there, little images that you can cut out. A gorgeous plaid. I just love those colours. And then you're going to get these kitchen scenes and farm scenes, and then that beautiful vintage, it's almost looking like wallpaper. So those are what you get in this pad, and you get 24 single-sided sheets, and this was $6.99. Supposed to have been 19, so I'm very happy with that. I'm going to make myself a little recipe book. The next one is Echo Park again, and this one is called Celebrate Easter. And once again, I'm not going to flick through the pages. I'm just going to show you what you get there. And you get the Easter eggs, and then you get tiny little yellow chicks. And then you get a sort of like sentiment section where it's all Easter and chocolate beans and things like that written on there. And then you've got those little label pieces you can cut out. Pretty little pink rose, more eggs, and then you've got Easter bunnies and little sheep, polka dots, rabbits, chickens and eggs. What you've got over there, carrots and baskets, and more little images to cut out. And 24 sheets again in that one. So that's the other one that I got. And then my next one is one called Lost and Found Ruby, and I might need to find out who actually makes this one. I can't see, unless the actual name is Ruby. Oh no, it's My Mind's Eye. I can see it down here in tiny writing. I haven't got my glasses on. So you get that lovely doily and stripe there. See how close we can get. And then you've got other little floral patterns. Let's see if we can open this one and check it out. So that we've got bigger images. There you are. You've got a sort of like red, I'm trying not to hit the camera, honeycomb design. And then you go to black. This is very vintage, and you're getting 2 sheets of each. It's one of the reasons I don't like to kind of like flick pads open. I'd rather show the front, because you start repeating yourself after a while. So those are the doilies, and then you get that lovely stripe. But look at the glitter in that. I don't know if you can see that. It's all textured and glittery. That's a lovely Valentine paper. And I think there are a couple of others in here that have got texture and glitter. But it's just all pinks and roses. Here it is. The scribble roses are done in glitter. I just really, really like this pad. So that's what I got up to in Tuesday morning, and I already showed you my Christmas Day creation. So anyway, as usual, all links are below, and it's the weekend, so have a good one, and I'll see you on Monday. Bye.